Hello everyone! Today on the Alpha, we checked out more of the Arcantina that is coming in the Midnight Alpha. Before we dive into the full experience, the Arcantina is very similar to what we had back in Draenor. In the garrison, you could get an inn, and in the inn, some random NPCs would show up, and they would give quests, they would give some additional storytelling, and a very similar thing is happening with the Arcantina. It's pretty cool to see how characters that we know from previous stories reflect on their adventures in Azeroth now. And I imagine that for players that haven't seen everything that Warcraft has to offer, this might be a good taste to get them going. Like for me, for example, back in Wrath of the Lich King, I saw the Wrathgate cinematic and this got me interested in checking out the lore. I'm imagining that following a questline here, that would send you back to Dire Maul, or it send you back to Legion, or it send you back into the Throne of Thunder, that maybe those players that have never seen these things before might start to wonder like, oh, what is this raid about? What is the story about? What can I do here? Maybe go farm a mount or some gear. It could be a way to get people more familiar with all the old content that's available in Azeroth. For rewards beyond the experience itself, we're looking at furniture for the housing, and opinion-wise, like quality-wise, I thought that all of them were pretty great, except for one. For one, I've sent a lot of feedback. It is a questline involving a certain form of war chief, and if you want the spoilers, then you can check out the full playthrough. But yeah, with that in mind, do be warned, spoilers ahead, so for those that want to see the entire playthrough, we're gonna dive into it now, and otherwise, this will be released with midnight. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time. So yeah, there's people in the Arcantina with quests, with things to do. So obviously, we gotta check that out. So I'm playing on a Horde character. We can definitely see that Cyrus is still a little bit upset. We got Nisha. We got Lord Darius Crowley, willing to talk to me. We got Eitric. Eitric's just chilling. Terranar and Gidwin, who've been given quite a bit of storytelling. Danath Trollbane. Mortegage. And in the back room, we got Khadgar, who is hanging out with Archmage Lan'dalock. Hi, what are you two doing here? Oh, there's also Gamon somewhere. Where's Gamon at? Where's Gamon at? Gamon? I heard you. Oh, you're behind the door. Gamon. Thisalee Crow, classic. Zentabra confirmed. Hi, Zentabra. Thisalee is T-posing on all of us. Thisalee is like, what up? Gamon and Gorgona. Jesus, Gorgona. Kelsey, Steel Park, and Taushi. Okay, let's see what these people want from us, shall we? So for those unaware, the Arcantina unlocked as we did the Arador questline. And the Arador questline was with the Sons of Lothar, and it turns out that the Sons of Lothar have used this pocket dimension as far back as the Days and Outlands. But more people are aware that this thing exists, and more and more people have showed up. When they announced it, it reminded me a lot of the inn that we had in the garrison back in Draenor. For those that weren't around back then, or might have forgotten, NPCs would show up and it would give you special quests. Like one of the quests was an early hint at the return of Valyria and Tyrellian. One of the quests was Gamon, and in exchange you would get a toy that would allow you to become Gamon. And when they announced it, that's the vibe that I got. Let us find out if that's actually what this is all about. Across the Arcantina, there's a bunch of toys you can pick up. There's also potions. There's ways to transform yourself. Let's find out.
Today is a good day to fight.
Hello, Nisha. I miss the smell of the desert. It is the fragrance of freedom in a wildland, and I would love to refresh that scent memory. While you're there, grab something from the caravans. This place could use some nomad personality. Maybe hop on over to the harbor and get something for the big guy. Maybe an anchor? That would be perfect. I imagine watching him lug that around. Go to Vol'dun and bring back a pouch of sands. Optionally, you could also acquire a sandy tapestry from Volpera Hideaway and a heavy anchor from Shadowstone Harbor. And in exchange, you will get ornamental Proudmoore anchor and a sandy Volpera banner to put in your house.
Make them fear you.
The sand captures the wind that blows across the dunes with the hint of the sea. It holds the smell of earth and the plants that fought to survive there. It gathers the warmth of the sun and the lives that dance through it. It is funny the things you miss when you're away. Khadgar's kind enough to give us a portal. So let's go. I'm wondering, like, what is this going to be long term, right? Is it going to be like a little place to RP? Is it going to be a place for people to hang out? Is it going to be like a bar? Is it, you know? Curious what the implementation is going to be. We are definitely in Vol'dun. Are we in a phased version of Voldoon, or is this like... Is this just now a quest? How much sand is a sack? 20 to fill a sack. I mean, they're level 88, so they've definitely scaled this area up. I should probably put in some talents as well. Toot, toot, and toot, why not? But so the heavy anchor and the sandy tapestry are optional. Now you say optional, but the question is, do I get extra dialogue if I bring it back? Will the old man be happy with me for it? Will he be like, ah, Blood Elf, you are so kind. I remember when the Horde and Alliance fought each other. Ah, good times, but for you, I'll make an exception. Okay. I keep forgetting that I put the setting in such a way that my D key no longer rotates me, it just now puts me to the side. Which I'm sure gameplay-wise is a lot better, but for my automatic brain, it's really not. Okay, so, wait. Oh, they also added a map for the Cantina, okay. Volpera Hideaway and a heavy anchor from Shadowstone Harbor. Volpera Hideaway, I'm pretty sure is, yeah, there. Tapestry. Hello. Yoink. Sandy tapestry. There might be somewhere to display this in the Arcantina. Oh, okay. And a heavy anchor was Shadowstone Harbor, which is... here we go. Right, they put it outside so that, you know, the 7th Legion Guardsmen won't instantly kill me as I come close. We're friends now, 7th Legion Guardsmen. The war is over. We all hang out in Arcantina, yeah? Come over, I'll buy you a beer. It's gonna be great. Hello, I have done what you wanted. Ooh, I can put it up. Happy Friday, X. Sandy Tapestry. Placeholder. This is a Volpera Tapestry banner from Voldoon. Okay. And the anchor goes here. So you can actually add like little decorations to the Arcantina. That's very cute. I like that. Did you fill the pouch? Fill it with the scents of the sun, the earth, the wind, the ocean, and living things too stubborn to leave.
Winds at your back.
Ah.
Swords in your head.
Oh, just breathe it in. Oh, yeah. Thank you for taking me back for another time and home. Oh, you need to choose. It's got to be either the anchor or the banner. Oh, I'll take the anchor? I don't know. What do I take? Do I take the anchor or the banner? I don't know. I'll take the anchor. Why not? Don't make me choose. We took on those enemies and our victory was hard won. You know what I mean. See, look at this one. Got it rescuing a naive adventurer from the faithless. Ha, okay friend, you're very tough. Put your arm down. I'm the old warthog. Look. This one is from the 2nd war and the 3rd war. Even my scars have scars. Between Azeroth bleeding into the desert and being harried by Sephrek, undead pirates, and angry Naga, our simple caravan life became plagued by horrors. Now you want to compare horrors? Ha! Drusvar, covered in witches. Stormsong, a tentacle problem. I was holding down the harbor in Borellis, but I heard some things. It felt so long. The Volpera fighting along to protect the sands. We were happy to sit out the wars of man. Then the 7th Legion decided to attack our caravans. Can we agree that both sides hit a patch of bad sea? We were misguided. But together, we were able to right the ship. Had the Alliance not arrived, I wouldn't want to imagine it. We battled down the hatches and overlooked the darkness forming in our berth. We lost sight of the greater horizons. I saw the next threat to the caravans. I had to take the fight to them. And then we met the Horde. We found a new family, bound by trust and support. We learned home is having a safe place to return, and the world opened before us. And we realized that by accepting help, a little light can drive out the darkness. It is wild. Momentous events threw us together and brought some unexpected revelations. War always brings change. It's up to us to steer what comes next. Varrok's choice. We take that hope. And that strength to build a better tomorrow. I don't see war as a good thing. But I see some of my past self in you. You know, They used to call me the Fury of the Volpera. It fit when I was charging into battle, blades drawn, but these days it feels a bit heavy for everyday use. Yeah, I hope this time when I say I've survived my last war, it holds true. Here's the many peaceful days ahead. Speaking of which, my friends, what should we do tomorrow? Okay. I really like this. Having characters do like an aftermath of what life is like for them in Warcraft and actually just discuss it and all that. Like, a part of me is like, okay, just reeling off highlights of what's happening, but at the same time, in universe, these are just characters coming together, like sharing their past on Azeroth. Also, Varrok's choice is being remembered. Like, what Sourfang did is huge. I like it. Yeah, I'm vibing with this. Alright. Thumbs up for the first one. What's next? Darius, Crowley, and Eitrigg. Now. What's up?
You need something.
It is always good. Wait, I need to do my Worgen voice. Can I do my Worgen voice?
Enjoy, chipper-looking one. Ah, it's always good to see someone with your history. Continue to speak to old dogs.
I used to do it better when I was still smoking. Eitrigg and I have been talking about legacy recently. Did you know we both fought with the Valajar against the Legion? Interesting how long histories can intertwine. But our legacy is our children. I wonder if you would have time to check in with them both. While you're there, make sure to keep their skills sharp. Eitrigg and Darius want you to spar with their children. Optionally, you can acquire Cleft of Hive. Okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Maybe now we'll see that he has like multiple kids. Unless they're still gonna go with our croc.
My claws are sharp and ready for action.
Don't let Crowley talk your ear off about Lorna. But I could not be more proud of Ariok's strength and sacrifices. It's a deeply gratifying thing to see one's children find their way. Lorna has exceeded all my hopes. No. So Eitrigg has the two kids that were mentioned with the whole Blackrock Mountain Dark Horde shenanigans. Those two kids that may or may not exist, because that's the only thing that was mentioned. Ariok is the one that's actually part of the story, and that's and Ariok is the one that went to Draenor and did the whole transformation thing. Yeah, that's why I was curious. Like, oh, are they actually going to bring those two kids back into the storyline? I was like, are we going to see more kids of Eitrigg? But nah, they're definitely more working with the Ariok storylines. Alright. Oh, we're back at the Burning Straps. Hi, Ariok. Are you with Plucky? You good? And with Addy Fizzlebog? No way.
How's it going?
It's going great, Addy. What are you and Ariok up to today?
Did Eitrigg send you here?
Despite all the change I've gone through, the Burning Step still faces the same problems. Though perhaps the work the Sons of Lothar did here will bring lasting change. If not though, I'm watching and I'm ready to defeat them again, just like I did years ago. I understand that you are unspeakably strong. Show me. First, let us move away from this ledge. Fighting here, you could be prone to accidents. Let's see what you are capable of. Okay. I wonder if he has special dialogue if you were like actually part of his journey. I'm pretty sure this is a fresh character, not a copied over one. A real challenge. My thanks for breaking the monotony of watching over what remains of the Dark Horde. But like, why? Why is there still a Dark Horde, Blizzard? Why did you make this choice? It is so... Never mind. Blizzard, you can do whatever you want. You want the Dark Horde to still be a real threat to be watched over? Go for it. Acquired a Cleft of Hive from the Serpent Coil in the Blasted Lands and a dried rose from Pyrewood Village and Silverpine Forest. Okay, so we need to go to the Blasted Lands from here. I can do that. I'll send it in as feedback again, but yeah. Dark Horde, the main villain. Yeah, man. I mean, did you not know? Not only did Moira clean out the mountain by sending the Horde in and Thrall, not only do the Dark Islands live in the mountain now, not only did Garrosh give them amnesty to just rejoin the Horde, nah, the Dark Horde, such a massive threat. Like, what do they oppose? There's not even a war chief to oppose. What do they look at the Horde and they go like, grrr, council, grrr. Is that the idea? We are doing the Arcantina, the Xe'ra. We have Eitrigg and Darian Crowley going like, hey, our kit's pretty fucking great, eh? Can you go and spar with them and confirm how great they are? Unique dialogues, interaction doing past stuff. I mean, there's still chance. I mean, you can still go back in for bits and pieces. Probably the last remain, like to devise have a new threat with the new leaders. Yeah, but that's kind of my point, though, right? Like, obviously, Blizzard can do whatever the f they want. And if they want to bring the Dark Horde 5 million times, they can. If they want to bring the Scarlet Crusaders 5 million times, they most definitely can. But wouldn't it be better if they come up with something else? Like, does it... Knowing the history of Blackrock Mountain and the Dark Horde and where the Horde is today, does it really make sense for the Dark Horde to still be an issue? Is more to my point. Like, can they? Yeah, like, sure, there still remains out there. They're still recruiting, but... It makes so very little sense in my mind. And if it comes across as they googled what was a threat in the Blackrock Mountain, they found like, oh, that was the Dark Horde once upon a time. Let's bring those back in. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Cleft Hoof Hide. Thank you. And then take the Zeppelin to Orgrimmar. Why? Where am I going? Eitrigg and Darius want to just spar with their children. Okay. Did you know? But where did you put her then? Well, it's not just this Arya questline that's dealing with it. The part about me taking the piss is that it's got to be Silverpine, right? If the other item is in Silverpine, you got to imagine that there's going to be a marker in Silverpine. There we go. Yeah, we need to go to Gilneas. So that would be Undercity would be the easiest teleport, I'd say. The issue is that it's also a big part of Adator's questline. And Adator has... And that's like one of the leveling questlines that we go through, right? So Adator learns more about... I can't use that. Valley of Strength, that will do. Adator learns more about the history of the Sons of Lothar. And they seem to be hinting at the idea that Eitrigg is now also a Son of Lothar, which I find really interesting on its own, but either here nor there. And eventually... The questline takes us to the Blackrock Mountain, where this big battle played out between the first Alliance of Lordaeron and the first Horde, right? And from that, we got the Dark Horde that set up base in the mountain back in Classic. And now, in Midnight, we go back to the Blackrock Mountain and to discover that not only is the Dark Horde still a threat, they're recruiting new members. And again, Blizzard can do whatever they want. I'm just sitting here like... Huh? But in that same questline, we also go back to Light's Hope Chapel, which, and I want you to hold on to something, because this is going to blow your mind, right? Light's Hope Chapel is under attack by the undead. I know. And then we go to the Scarlet Monastery, and I want you to hold on to something. The Scarlets are still a threat as well. The library is still full of Scarlets, and it's like... Okay, like again, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but it's not exactly... It's not progressing the storyline, I should say. And I've been asked, like, okay, how would you have done it? How would you have done a different version? So what I would have done is, at Light's Hope Chapel, I would go back in time, and I would show the moment where Darian sacrificed himself with the Ashbringer. That moment has only been shown in the comics before. A great moment for the Light, where it crashes down upon the undead. You still have the undead attacking Light's Hope, but it's a moment that we've never seen play out in-game. And then in Scarlet Monastery, I would look at the creation of the Headless Horseman, or perhaps I would look at a scenario where we see the infiltration of the Scarlets by Balnazar, which, as far as I'm aware, has never been shown in-game. And then I would go to Blackrock Mountain, and again I would go back in time where we see the battle between the original Alliance of Lordaeron versus the original Horde. Also something that's never been shown in-game. Still similar scenarios, a similar setting, but just moments that we've never seen before, right? So where's Lorna? In Gilneas. Okay. Yeah, but from us experiencing the story in Kentis, again, like, having new NPCs pick up the banner and yet retelling the same story just doesn't feel good to me. And that is, I will admit, like, it definitely, in part, my opinion is because I've been playing this game for 20 years. I've seen Light Hope Chapel attacked by the Undead like 3 times. I've gone and dealt with the Scarlet 6 times. I get it that somebody who's fresh to the game comes in is like, they have no problem with this, right? Like, for them it's the first time, and for me it's like, how many times do I need to teach you this lesson, old man?
What is it?
Hello, Lorna. What brings you here? Your father asked me to make sure you keep your skills sharp. Are you up for it? Am I gonna go ahead and say that you're not up for it?
What is it?
Lorna, are you up
Make
for it?
it quick.
I guess not. I know I'm impressive, but damn. Terranar and I heard stories about the invasion of Icecrown Citadel. Oh, speaking of the undead, here we go. Terranar and I heard stories about the invasion of Icecrown Citadel from all the way out in the Plaguelands. But he's got it all wrong. The elf thinks there were more Ebonblade commanders than Argent Crusade in the Ashen Verdict. It's completely daft. Obviously, there were more paladins. Would you go poke around Icecrown Citadel and find me some proof? I am sick of arguing with him. Find 8 frostbitten tabards in Icecrown Citadel. You could also acquire the Ebon Banner from Icecrown Citadel. You will get the Ebonblade Banner. Okay.
Off with you.
You know, Giddy, as long as there were awesome knights, I'm not sure if it's important how many were undead. Bwah! Your story is full of holes. How did the Lich King raise that many Death Knights anyway? Okay. Yeah, Giddy and Terranar actually get quite a few quest lines in Midnight. It's kind of awesome. About the other one, by the way. That's Banner. This one. For that way, you get either a Clefthoof Hide Rug or the Dragon's Rose as a decor option. Alright. And, yeah. So, Ebonblade Banner, optional. Do I just go into Icecrown? Oh, we actually go into the raid. Okay, so we are definitely back in time. Hello, old model of Garrosh.
Hellscream's eyes are upon you.
Good lord. Jesus. Ooh, alright. Give me some frozen banners. Where they at?
This is our final stand. What happens here will echo through the ages. Regardless of outcome, they will know that we fought with honor. That we fought for the freedom and safety of our people. Remember, heroes, fear is your greatest enemy in these befouled halls. Steel your heart, and your soul will shine brighter than 1,000 suns. The enemy will falter at the sight of you. They will fall as the light of righteousness envelops them.
Well, that
Our
exact
march upon Icecrown Citadel begins now.
that exact thought was running through my head, Sharayla. As in, how does this work? Like, I get it. They want me to get these banners out of Icecrown. And maybe, mayhaps, you know, they were for the Arcantina. We're not going to make a whole new scenario out of the raid. But fair play, where's fair play? They literally just sent me back in time and like, can you go check out? I thought we were going to get like remnants of this. But he's like, nah, can you go back in? Terranar heard stories about the invasion, but he's got it all wrong. The elves think there were more Ebonblade commanders than the Argent Crusade in the Ashen Verdict, and he's completely daft. Obviously, there were more paladins. Would you go poke around Icecrown Citadel and find me some proof? Like, there's no mention of, hey, can you go travel back in time and witness the events for yourself? I thought, in my innocence, that we're gonna get like a scenario out of Icecrown. That this place was gonna be empty and we're gonna pick up like some tabards scattered around. I thought like, oh, Icecrown in modern day. But nah. They just send us back in time. Maybe temporary. Definitely an option. Hello. That was a working one. You find anything, yeah? Just need something to prove to Terranar that I am right. Well worn and better. This tabard is mostly recognizable under all the dust and the frost.
See you soon.
Oh, these tabbers are looking worse for wear. I guess it's hard to say who showed up in greater force from some old relics. Anyway, we're on to arguing which of us slept the least while on the broken shore. That's cute. You're quiet. That's entirely unlike you. Just thinking about our first venture for the Argent Crusade. Do you remember? Of course I do. You ran off and got yourself captured. And I almost lost my life for it. In a way. There was no way I would have let them fashion a death knight out of you, Giddy. Never. I know, but have you ever spoken to any of the Ebonblade? A few times. They're grim, but focused, I suppose. Sometimes I wonder what would have become of me. Do you think they remember who they were before? Do they miss it? I don't know. But I do know this. When you're stricken with terrible circumstances, sometimes the only way to cope is to distract yourself. Keep yourself busy. And perhaps the reason they're so driven, so determined, perhaps they're just trying to forget what they have lost. Somehow, I don't think they'd ever admit it, even if that is true. I'll always be grateful that you were there for me, Terranar. I like being me. That is 2 out of, that's 2 out of 2 Blizzard that I really like. Thank you for that. Yeah, this is so cute. They do, Death Knights do harden back to their old lives, by the way. Like, it's similar to, like, the Forsaken. There's, like, darkness in between, there's edginess in between, but they do have some recollection to the olden days. And it was more in the direction of, like, the Lich King having full control over them. That is why we have, like, oh god, what was his name? He is from the manga Death Knight, and Tessarian and the other one. Those two. They grew very, very close. Coltira and Thessarian. There you go. Thank you very much. With Coltira, I believe, taken away by the Banshee Queen, and then just kind of showing up again. And they have like a little stay while listening to Shadowlands as well. It's kind of cute. Yeah. Lovely questline. Next, Trollbane. What is up?
Whatever comes, we will face it together.
Oh yeah, I didn't put down the decor, did I? I didn't put it down in I didn't put it down in the house. Oh, I can still do that. Oh, I can still do that. Here we go. Cleft of Hide, Ebon Banner. Yeah, we're gonna make this place lovely. So I wonder how that looks to other players. Like, do they just not see these items? That banner is cool though. Like, it glows. Very cool. Okay. Danath Trollbane.
We will fight for what is ours.
Kurdan and I spent 20 years in Outlands on the other side of the Dark Portal, after we pushed the Horde back with Khadgar, Trevelyan, and Illyria. There were some good times, but any day I don't wake up in Honorhold is already a good day. That whole time, Kurdan led our scouts with his griffin, Skyri, and on his way out of Honorhold, he would fly low and fast, dodging everything the orcs threw at him. I think it'd be hilarious if you could find him some mementos. Go to Hellfire Peninsula and retrieve 6 rusty battle axes. You can also collect the Scarred Spear.
For the Alliance.
Kurdan will love this. Huh. My jokes are basically what kept us going while we were in Outlands. Okay. Yeah, so the decor items are like an example of what it will look like in your house. And I know that there's a decor vendor in the Arcantina, so I'm guessing that whatever you don't pick from the questline, you will just be able to buy later. Whoa, what? That whole time, Kurdan led our scouts with his griffin Skyri on his way out of Honorhold. Oh! And on his way out of Honorhold, he would fly low and fast. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair. I was thinking that we're gonna go into Shadowmoon Valley, because that's where we find Kurdan in the Burning Crusade, but he also stationed here, so yeah, no. Nobody bothered to pick up these axes, did they? Okay. Don't mind me, I'm just running across the bones of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of slain Draenei, which the Horde so fashionably got together and made a road out of. One might wonder, can you still hear the screams of the children? Oh, they updated the mobs as well. Neat. and you can get the rusty axes from their bodies. Can we get that in our house? A Road of Glory decor would actually be kind of sick, not gonna lie. Those who died in Shefrev were cremated after the city was reclaimed. Slowly we've been relocating their ashes to Akandun and giving their souls the rights they were denied. Eventually the same will be done for those who yet languish in the path of glory. Nemuran's face twists into a grimace, then hardens with determination. It is definitely mentioned in this here dialogue. Good memory, fucking hell. So yeah, they do plan to like break open the Road of Glory, but they're still working on it apparently. I don't know what's happening with the Sons of Lothar. Because here's the thing, right? In my mind, being a Sons of Lothar is not just a title like a club that you can join later. For me, the Sons of Lothar are those that fought with Anduin Lothar. It's in the name, it's in the title. Those are the Sons of Lothar. And I find it odd to add more members after the fact. But at the same time, we also have Trollbane mentioning in the Arathi questline that the Sons of Lothar are all about tolerance now. So, without any frontline storytelling, they've definitely been around with the Sons of Lothar. Apparently it's still an organization that's running similar to like the Argent Dawn, I guess. With that in mind, make Eitrigg a member. Why not? I wish that they would show us more of, okay, what have the Sons of Lothar been up to then? Because in my mind, it was like, it's like an old organization. We got a scarred spear, by the way. There might be somewhere to display this in the Arcantina. Maybe it's not more so an organization honoring the memory of Lothar and what he stood for. But the thing is, though, right? The thing is, the Sons of Lothar come out of a different time period in Warcraft storytelling. It comes out of a time period where you looked at the orcs and they were just green aliens, and Trevelyan thinks to himself, light, how can it be possible that such an evil exists? And then he realizes, oh, these orcs are not from Azeroth, so I can just murder them indiscriminately. And at the same time, the orcs, like, there's a reason why someone like Garona half-Orcan exists, right? Like, these orcs were also not friendly, we are inclusive. No, there were the f***ing Horde washing over Azeroth, murdering, pillaging, looting. It was a different time period between the Alliance and the Horde. So to now go back and is like, we are a different organization now. I don't know, man. Why not make a new one? Why do they have to be the Sons of Lothar, you know? And for Eitrigg to be a member of the Sons of Lothar, like, again, he was part of the team that fought against Anduin Lothar. He was part of the Horde when they fought against him. When the Sons of Lothar rose up, that was when Eitrigg was fighting for the Horde. And now he's a member of them. It's like, okay. Is that not something that you want to explain? Like, maybe take us with you in that evolution? No? Just to interrupt my own rant during stream, do want to put out a side note. Eitrigg being part of the Sons of Lothar is not 100% confirmed at this point. This is drawn from a line that he drops after the Arator questline, where he's like, the Sons of Lothar will stay behind and will get you a drink. So it's not 100% certain that he is actually a member of their faction. At the same time, the point of, do you not want to tell us what's happening with the Sons of Lothar through actual questing and storytelling, still stands. To have a Trollbane mention that they're now all about tolerance in the Arathi storyline, I'd still like to see, like, okay, what have the Sons of Lothar been up to then? You know, I don't miss our times in Hellfire Peninsula, Kurdran. But sometimes, I do miss certain things. I couldn't say I'm nostalgic for Hellfire, but it's good to have friends to remember it with. That is the worst dwarven accent you have ever. Right, what do we put down? I got a spear. Where do you want it? And yeah, the Horde were awful. Yeah. And so were the Alliance internment camps, and so was, you know, it was a pretty times, that's for sure.
Aye, keep your feet on the ground.
What is it? You have something for me. Many orcs threw their weapons at Kurdran, but none found their targets.
Azarath calls, and we must answer.
Axes? Why are you bringing me these old rusty axes? They look like the ones that the orcs used to throw at me back in Hellfire. It was surprising how far an orc could throw an axe. We had to stay on our toes or lose them. Did Danath put you up to this? Of course he did. The only thing worse than being stuck away from Azeroth for 20 years, surrounded by enemies, was dealing with Danath's sense of humor all that time. Not sure which was further from the target. The axis or Danath's jokes. Danath, you old bastard! I gotta say, it felt good to fight alongside you again. Reminds you of old times, doesn't it? Old times in far-off places. Castle Gar. Beyond the Dark Portal. I am surprised you're here to tell the tale, if I'm being honest. I beg your pardon? Wasn't it you who first volunteered to scout the Dark Portal? Well, wasn't it you whose flying time came within seconds of being ended by Ner'zhul? Oh, I still owe you a pint or two for saving me from that. And how many times while we were stranded in Outland did you do something to give me more white hair? Alright, I'm a daredevil. That's not what I meant. We're getting up there, Danath. How old are you now? A lord never tells. Not keen on talking about it either, but looking back on everything, our time on Outland, there's a lot to be proud of. And friends made to be thankful for. I'll drink the debt. Are you buying? Didn't you just say you owed me a pint or two? Right. Suppose it did say that. I really like the Arcantina. Yeah, this is a fun place. Who is giving the quest? Is it Thisalee? Oh god. Classic!
How's it going?
Classic!
Is there danger?
Gorgona and I have been reminiscing over leaders past, but our memories linger unpleasantly on Garrosh Hellscream. Thrall said he was defeated at the Stones of Prophecy in Draenor. Gorgona has mentioned that her people sometimes visit that site. Spitting upon his grave? They do what? They're spitting upon Garrosh's grave? Or even tearing rocks from it to rend his legacy asunder? I trust Thrall's word, but my mind needs reassurance that Garrosh is no more. Ease my worries and bring me pieces torn from his grave as proof that he is truly gone. Ha! Oh yeah, the community will love this one. Sure, let's go defile Garrosh's grave. I thank you. Take the journey, reflect on the past. Perhaps your memories will fare better than mine. And better than those of my clan. The bitterness, it never seems to fade. So, I mean, you're all asking really good questions. Are we gonna go to alternate Draenor? Can Khadgar just make a portal to alternate Draenor? Let's find out. Oh god, he did. We are Draenor Nagrand, Throne of Elements. Oh god, nobody's cleaned this up. That is not a grave. That is a corpse. Oh my god, you did not. So, hang on. We need tombstone pieces and a weathered tome. Arrivo! What we're doing, by the way, is Arcantina. They have, like, different kind of quest lines to give. And in this case, I mean, what tombstone pieces? There's no fucking tombstone. Oh god, hello! I followed his orders with honor and pride. Had I known how far he would take us from glory, I would have fled further than I threw that rock. May his spirit know no peace, pack leader Kargora of the Warsong clan says. I mean... They do realize that a lot of people really like Garrosh, right? I'm trying to disconnect my... I like this character, why are we pissing on his grave? Versus, does it make sense in universe for them to go like, oh my god, Garrosh is the worst. And in universe, it does make sense. Sorry to say, but in universe, Garrosh is vile. One rock for each of my children that died without honor. May his memory rot honorless and forgotten. Gromarsh once told me our clan was not built on senseless bloodshed. Garrosh did not hold his father's ideals. I mean... that's a bit of a stretch. I could tell you stories about Gromarsh too. Yeah, but I mean, to them, like, we're talking about alternate Grum, right? To them, alternate Grum was manipulated by his son before he was able to do what he was able to do. In alternate draenor, Gromash was just the warlord with the iron will. Also, savior of Draenor, by the way. Yeah, turned around. Draenor is free. Respect the name. Each rock we take is penance for the honor he stole from our clan. May his legacy crumble with his corpse. Okie dokie. I mean, the hate boner for Garrosh. I know that, like, I personally am a big fan of Garrosh's character. But here's the thing. I recognize that Garrosh's character is not the good guy. I love him, and I like him, but let's be fair, he's not the good guy in the story, right? So for other members in Azeroth to go like, Garrosh was really f***ed up, wasn't he? I understand that bit. I do think that someone like Gamon go like, can you go and do some bit of grave robbing, is a bit much. And I will send some feedback on that one. But it's understandable that in universe they're like, Garrosh. Like, Garrosh did not leave a good legacy behind. That we like him and that we're like, Garrosh did nothing wrong and blah blah blah. That's fine and dandy, but it does not mean that it lore-wise makes sense for people to go like, oh, Garrosh? Yeah, I miss that guy a lot. Confirmation of his fate would settle my heavy heart. The Horde lives on, sometimes in spite of his leadership. I do what I must for the war song. Okay. Each of these stones represents the frustration and anger of the war song that Garrosh disgraced. Were everyone in the Horde to do the same, there would be nothing left but rubble and too many pebbles to count. I'll do feedback in a different post, cause, you know. Gorgona is the leader of the Warsong clan. She's taken over. And Garona half Orcan is a member of the Uncrowned, ain't she? You've lived through each war chief in turn, as I have. Wait, I'm gonna empty my mouth, sorry. Okay, let me read with them. You've lived through each war chief in turn, as I have. And past it. The age of the war chief is over, it seems. Does this please you? In some ways. Thrall was a good leader. Cairn Bloodhoof believed in his vision for the Hordes. But the war chief who came after Thrall, I still mourn the day he struck down Cairn. As do I. Garrosh Hellscream was... well, I know you share my opinion of him. Vol'jin's rule was far better received. He was wise, clever, strong, but short-lived. As for who came after, let us speak of more pleasant things, such as the strength of the warsong under your lead. Yeah, you wouldn't want to talk bad about Sylvanas, would ya? Nah, not in the Windrunner expansion. Nah, we can't be talking about Sylvanas. Nah. Sorry. Such as the strength of the warsong under your lead? The warsong were always strong. I only reminded them of it. You restored the honor Hellscream took from them. That is worth recognition and celebration. Let us drink to that. Hard to believe, isn't it? Horde and Alliance, same room, no stabbing. I was reminiscing about my days in the Firelands, gathering luciferns. They had such a distinctive smell, somewhere between smoke and something long dead. It's been a while and I almost miss it. Can you grab a few for Zantabra and me? Will ya? She deserves the full experience. Sure, let me travel to the mythical realm of the Firelands for you and quickly get you some scented candles, shall I? I shall go get you some scented candles, Thisalee Crow.
May the winds support you.
Thank you. The Firelands may scar the lands, but even there, life endures. Oh, sorry, how do you get this place? From Silvermoon or somewhere else? I want to do these quests too. Oh, sorry, Momo. I saw your question earlier and I didn't respond to it. So, I logged into this character and they gave me a toy. And the toy that they gave me is the Arcantina key. Personal key to the Arcantina. Now, the first time that they gave me this was when I finished the Adator campaign. At the end of the Adator campaign, they take you to the Arcantina for the first time. And they give you the key. So I don't know if that's a requirement. That one just gave me a standard key in my inventory that I could use at all times. So it might be that the requirement is go do the Arator campaign. And I did check before I turned on the stream. If you go to the mission board next to Kilfas, sorry, Lorfmar, not Kilfas, that's a whole different time period. The Arator campaign is available. I don't know how far the questline goes, but I clicked on the table and it was like, do you want to do the Arator legacy thing? It's like, oh, alright. XO, you got it. Or try making a new character. Maybe they just give you the key at the beginning now. I don't know. I logged in and they were like, here is the key to the place. Like, ah, cool, sweet. Firelands Meeting Stone. Just kill Fumar, right? A man can wish. Not even important for our orcs. The important one is the never reveal when they're ended off Siege of Orgrimmar, yeah. Is there a new Fire Lord at this point? No, but interestingly enough, people are wondering, could Firak become the new Fire Lord as he devoured Smolderon? And honestly, I loved Firak so much. I would be a big fan of that idea. I'm a big fan of just bringing back Firak as like the new Lord of Fire. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Or have Crowley make portals. Yeah. I'll send that in as feedback. Like, have make mention that Khadgar has like the capability of time travel. Maybe we should actually check out. We should check out if Khadgar actually says something about that. Is he alive? Nope, we killed him. Well, I mean, can you truly kill an elemental? So can you truly kill a primal incarnate, or are they like the elements, or would they go back to the elemental plane? I don't know. I've never killed primal incarnates before. And I would give Blizzard grace if they would say, like, you know, whatever ritual these primal incarnates went through made them so connected to the domain of the elements that they too, like the elements, like a Ragnaros, right? They would just go back to the elemental plane. I think that we could give them lenience, especially since he devoured Smolderon. Like, yeah, that makes sense if they would send him back to the Firelands, right? Side note, by the way, they never still explained how the incarnates came to be. Maybe I should actually do a little bit of a rundown on the characters that we party with from the top of my head. Like, this is what we know them from. It will be very much from the top of my head, though. Like, a lot of them will be researching because they're kind of obscure. Or I haven't talked about them in a really long time. Alright, Cyrus Crestfall is the Harbor Master that we dealt with in Battle for Azeroth. They're the ones who greeted, like, the Alliance players that they called Terrors, connected to, like, Flynn, Fairwind, and Talia. And basically, they were the guy in your capital city. They were like the main harbor master and sending you out like these are the houses. Nisha, if I remember right, were the tornado amongst the Valpera that led like the charge as we partied with them in Vol'dun. And they like liberated their imprisoned... I think Nisha was also the one who saved us. And then we like teamed up, we gathered weaponry, banners, and we fought back in the sands of Vol'dun and we became bestest buddies. They made mention of the SI-7 actually attacking them, which is quite a controversial questline amongst the community. Whereas like, what the f does the Alliance do? Why are they just murdering the Valpera? Lord Darius Crowley is very much connected to the storyline of Gilneas. He was... Okay, I don't want to say anything wrong. I think he was. Yes, I'm pretty sure he was. In Gilneas, you had like all these nobles, right? And Crowley was very much against Gen. And he was like, what are you doing? Building a wall. We shouldn't build a wall. We should be part of the Alliance, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually, like, the Worgen curse spread amongst the people. And as we saw, Gen Greymane would fall to the Worgen curse as well. And the nobles that he kept around himself, which were... Oh, God... Lord Godfrey, for example, who was like a big Greymane supporter. Godfrey turned against him. Like, oh my god, my king turned into a furry. I'm gonna throw myself off a cliff now. Whereas Darius, even though he led a rebellion previously, he was like, okay, Gen, you and me, buddy, let's do it. Then there was a storyline with the whole taking of the Gilneas, where they kidnapped Darius' daughter, and Darius handed over Gilneas for the safety of his daughter. Which was also, again, quite a controversial take. Eventually, Gilneas would be given back to the Worgen, where we don't talk about the questline, because that questline sucks. Eitric is a long-standing member of the Horde. And eventually, as the Horde was defeated at Blackrock Mountain, despite what the quest might tell you, Eitric decided, like, enough is enough. I am done with the corruption of the Horde. I'm not going to follow another war chief. I'm just going to live out my life in peace, by myself. F y'all, I'm out. He did not join the Dark Horde. Don't listen to those lies. So Eitric moved, and he moved into what we now call, like, the Plaguelands. And that's where he met Tyrion. Tyrion Fordring. And there's this really cool book called The Blood of Honor, in which Eitrek and Tyrion actually, they make this bond, they're honored amongst them each other, and Tyrion actually steps up for Eitrek, in which he loses lands, he loses titles, and that's why in Classic you actually meet Tyrion as like this hermit. That's because his honor compelled him to stand up for Eitrek, which saved Eitrek's life, and bought him enough time for Thro and the Horde to show up and be like, yo, what up? We're reforming the Horde, come with us. So Eitrek went with the Horde, Tyrion lived in exile, and his son grew up amongst the Scarlet Crusaders, a whole questline back in Classic. Terenar and Gidwin are part of the storyline in the Plaguelands, where they're part of Fiona's caravan, and I think we save Gidwin from, like, the Nerubians, who is, like, they're a bit of a bumbling, stumbling group, but they have a really big heart, and we help them out. And I think, if I remember right, Fiona also went to alternate Draenor, but correct me if I'm wrong. And they're paladins, right? And they have a quite a bigger presence within Silvermoon. Curtin Wildhammer and Danath Trollbane, part of the Alliance of Lordaeron, so they're part of like the original battle against the Horde that they came in with the Dark Portal. They would join Illyria and Trevelyan through the Dark Portal into Outland to stop Ner'zhul from making more portals to different worlds. At that time, the Horde had figured out, like, okay, Azeroth might be a little bit too difficult to take over, but what if we just make more portals to different worlds? Let's do that. And the Alliance found out, and they were like, we can't let them do that, right? Like, they've done so much damage to Azeroth, we must stop the Horde. And so they went through the portal, and eventually they were forced to close down the Dark Portal and stay on Outland. And we thought that our heroes were lost. That's why they have statues in Stormwind. Eventually, the Dark Portal reopened with the Burning Crusade, and we reconnected with them. And these days, in Battle for Azeroth, Danath played a big part in the Warfront. You might remember the Warfront feature in Battle for Azeroth. Danath Trollbane was one of the big fighters there. But now he's all about peace and holding hands, and we must share our lands, and, we're all about acceptance. So Danath has done quite a bit of change, and I don't want to talk about the Red Dawn questline either. Then we are dealing with Zentabra and Thisalee Crow. Thisalee, I remember mostly from the Cataclysm, as we're doing that now with like the Firelands questline showed up there, and she had like this whole questline about interrogating the Harpies. And I remember a while back that people were quite upset about Thisalee, that Thisalee like hurt the Harpies. But I'm like, Harpies, they don't ask for consent either. So I don't know if you should particularly feel bad about her torturing the Harpies, to be fair. Like, if you look into the lore as to how Harpies reproduce, I don't know. But either way, Thisalee then became like a follower in the Legion Order Hall for the Druids, where she went like, classic, classic. That's her voice line. Zentabra, I think Zentabra was like one of the first troll druids, I think. Why do you tell me that, Ryan? What's happening? How did they reproduce? Oh, they pull men away and just have the way with them. And I remember Zentabra having like a whole storyline with Volt and whatnot, I think. Yeah, she's the original troll druid, ain't it? Yeah, I think that she stands the point. Wasn't she also the one who trained, the troll in the Plaguelands? Zenkiki. Didn't she train Zenkiki? The one who kept messing up his forms and whatnot. I think that was her. Either way, that's what we're doing here. And they asked us to bring them some smelly good stuff from the Firelands. Then we got Gamon and Gorgona. Gorgona is the one who took over the Warsong clan after the whole Garrosh debacle, and she's been leading the Warsong clan ever since. And then there is Gamon, hero of Orgrimmar. Gamon was actually a joke character from back in Classic. Because with Gamon there was a mistake, and players were able to attack him. He was part of a rogue questline, but also players were just generally able to attack Gamon. And he became like the punching bag of Orgrimmar. Like, oh, somebody killed Gamon again. But then Blizzard was like, haha, we're gonna play into this. And I think they buffed Gamon up to the point where Gamon stood up to them. And then Gamon was given like proper storyline, which was awesome. So we had the whole Siege of Orgrimmar, right? With Garrosh, and like we had to take care of this evil war chief. And Gamon was taken prisoner because he stood up against Garrosh. And so we free him in the raid, and you can like guide him to the Nazgrim fight. And he's like, you're an honorable orc, Nazgrim. You don't have to follow Garrosh anymore. And Nazgrim is like, I must stand with my war chief. And he's like, that's right. You're an honorable orc, but I'm gonna kill you now. And ever since then, Gamon has just been a consistent character in the storyline, which is kind of awesome. You can also get his braid if you do a questline for him on Alter Draenor. You can like become Gamon. Do I have Gamon? I think I have Gamon.
I, Gamon, will save us.
And I always thought that this toy right here was the most annoying toy that people could pop in the raid. Because when Gamon fights, he has like voice files, right? And of course, I need to record voice files. But nah. Things can always be worse. Because they added Bran's head to the raid. And now people will drop Bran's voice files. Those webs will summon the Rupians. Don't stand in them. Okie dokie. I hope you found those Luciferns. Because if not, I get stabby. I get very stabby. Where do I put the decor up? Here. Weather Tome. Oh, you can actually read this. An ancient tome of Orcish clan genealogy. The maintaining of such text and the recordings of orc names within was considered one of the clan's highest honors. Okay. And then over here, we do... Oh, that's the portal, ain't it? Okay. What did I pick up from the Firelands, then? I picked up a vine. Sacred vines. Wow, Brain. You're definitely going further into the brain rot, aren't you? You can just not instantly say whatever comes to mind, right? Evergreen vine. An impossible green vine found deep within the Firelands. Though such a thing should not be possible within Flame's domain, life seems to have found a way all the same. That's cool. Next War Chief in 2027. We actually did a video way back when. Where... Who was going to be the next War Chief, right? And at the time, it was very much like speculation. Who's going to take over from Garrosh? And I kid you not, there were people convinced Gamon was going to take over. No joke. Gamon was the next candidate to become the War Chief. Okay. I'm kind of looking like, does the other decor have names as well, but I don't think so. Alrighty. Thisalee Crow. I hope you found those Luciferns. There you go.
May the winds support you.
It is strange how a single scent can bring back so many memories. Thank you for letting me share this. And apologies to everyone else. Some memories are meant to linger. You get a Hyjal climbing vine. You're not sitting near the fire? Nah, girl. Not since Hyjal and the Firelands. Oh, I didn't know you fought with us there. All the druids were there. I wouldn't abandon that sacred place, but I don't need to be thinking about those times. The flames were bad, but we won. The hatred was more oppressive than the heat, and the druids of the flame returned. The hunger for power that brought them to Ragnaros brought them to Frak. They didn't have enough power. We crushed them both times. They burned the dream. They may have lost, but so did we. What we lost will heal, and we will too. Let me bring you a cold drink. There's more than one way to beat the heat. Again, I really like these connections. Yeah. So, Kelsey Steel Park and Taushi. Taushi is back from the Mist Pandaria days, where she was like a big fighter amongst the Shadowpan. And the Shadowpan are like the watchers on the wall. They're the defense line for Mr. Pandaria. For Pandaria, even. They're the defenders there. And they rise up against like the Thunder King, and they help us out with Garrosh. And ever since then, they've kind of been like in the background. Whereas Kelsey Steelspark, I do not know if Kelsey has like a massive storyline beforehand, but I'm pretty sure that she is the one who calls us over to Mechagon. Like if you go into Borellis, oh, didn't she do like the quest line with? Oh god, okay, so the leader of the gnomes, Galbin Mechatork, had to use his escape pod in Battle for Azeroth, as in Ataldazar. Oh, sorry, in was it Ataldazar? The Battle for the Zara Lord, that's it. In that raid, we fought against him, or at least the Horde fought against him. So they used the escape pod, and it was stuck in the escape spot. And at some point, we had to get him out. So we had this whole quest line with, like, the Mechanomes. And I'm pretty sure Kelsey brought us over to, like, Mechagon Island. I think that she's part of that storyline. Anywho, let's check out what she wants.
Ready for action.
We are lucky the Uncrowned survived, and its archives thanks to Taushi. We've been reading them. Have you heard of the great highborn city Dire Maul? The Uncrowned kept tabs on the dangerous prince Torteldrin, but since he died, the case was shelved. These notes say that there might be objects of interest in the city ruins, with a notable mention of Nostro's Compendium of Dragonslaying. That book was retrieved some time ago, but few know that several chapters were missing. Let's reopen the case. Journey to Ferellis and collect pages from Nostro's Compendium.
Good luck out there.
In Dornago, I was an autopilot, studying the attack and planning our next move. You're a Shadowpan, Taushi. It's what you do. We're all looking for explanations now. So, the Uncrowned is the secret rogue organization established with Legion. Where, if you're doing Legion remix right now, you're making a rogue, you're more than familiar with it, right? They got members like Garona. Taushi was probably also there. I know that Valera was there, and Vanessa Van Cleef was there. Taushi is there. Oh, there you go. Member of the Uncrowned. And we're doing investigation in some sort of tome. This here is Dire Maul. I fuck Dire Maul, man. Back in Classic, Dire Maul tribute runs were amazing. I did so many of them. And then I tried to do them again on Classic, and that's when I learned, like, okay, my memories were better than the new thing. It just wasn't the same. Like, everybody knows how to play the classes now, and it's like, yeah, we know how to CC and run this dungeon optimal. Back in my day, I was the trapper, okay? I was a hunter, and my job was to put down a trap on the ground, and then pull an ogre in. And then mid-combat, I had to do another one. And I had to, like, feign death, and then I had to pray that feign death wasn't resistant, and I put down another trap, and I would CC them for, like, a minute. And that's how we made our way through the dungeon. It was awesome. And then, you know, eventually, like, solo runs where you tried to use the suit, and again, you were praying that feign death was working. Yeah. Good times, man. And the Highborn that lived here, for the longest time, were draining like a big old demon dog in the middle. And eventually, the power that they drained from it became less than the power that was required to contain the demon dog. So eventually, like, this whole plan came apart. But a couple of them have actually made their way back into Elven society. So they're now just part of the Night Elves again. Surrounded by hearth and friends. It's hard to believe Dalaran is truly gone. Kelsey looks at Taushi with deep sincerity. The Uncrowned wastes no time picking up its affairs. Have you found anything of interest? Last pages of Nostro's Compendium. The intact parchment is only slightly curled from age, but the ink is hopelessly blotched and faded, making the page unreadable. Perhaps a professional could restore it. So who? Nostro, hang on. Nostro, World of Warcrafts. Oh yeah, the shock collar is the thing right now. Oh, holy! Oh god, this is calling back the leatherworking of Classic. Wait, no, wait, what is this? It's connected to Quel'Serrar questline. Oh, I see. Yeah. So this is the Arcantina. This is a feature for Midnight. Similar to how in Draenor we had like an inn where NPCs would show up. Similar thing here. Nostro's Companion of Dragon Slaying is connected to the Quel'Serrar thingy. Ew. You get Quel'Serrar out of that. And now we get the pages again. Ah.
You can count on me.
Can I? Because I kind of feel like the servers are being busted.
See you next time.
And you.
I'll be waiting.
Oh. She just won't accept it.
You
nice.
can count on me. Good luck out there.
Mm-hmm.
See you next time.
Okay. Put down a pylon. Where would you like me to do that? In a corner? Hi, Ketkar. Don't mind me. Pylon fragments. Ketkar, do you have a quest? No, but your friend does. Maybe your friend will explain how we can do, like...
All wounds heal.
Archmage Lan'dalock. Hello. Do you have a moment? There's something important that I lost during the assault on the Isle of Thunder. A pocket watch gifted to me by my old friend Archmage Temer. Yes, that's Temer. The one that can foresee the future. He told me this day would come, and that you would assist me. The watch was taken by the Council of Elders, specifically by the High Priestess Marley. If you go to the island and retrieve it from the Throne of Thunder, and we both know you will, I can get you there. Journey to the Isle of Thunder, enter the Throne of Thunder. Inside, retrieve Lan'dalock's pocket watch. Optionally, acquire the ancient Zandalari scroll as well. You're all going Lan'dalock, my favorite, and I'm going... who? Archmage Lan'dalock is a high elf quest giver located in the Violet Hold in Dalaran. Offers weekly raid quests to players. Prior to patch 3.3.0, he and Archmage Temer gave random daily quests for dungeons. Aw, thank you very much for the prime. In Legion, Dalaran, Archmage Lan'dalock gives out the Seal Broken Fate for Order resources, Marks of Honor of Gold. It's currently unknown if he survived Dalaran's destruction. Well, Wikipedia, do I have news for you? Do I have news for you? No, I don't remember Lan'dalock. Lan'dalock has a liaison with Matra Mother Malevolence before he joined the Kirin Tor. Oh! Is that the one that we blackmailed during the Demon Hunter campaign? Hang on. During the Assault on the Firelands, Lan'dalock could be found in Mine Hyjal, assisting the adventurers against the force of Ragnaros. During the Purge of Dalaran, Lan'dalock and 2 Silver Covenant enforced guarded the entrance to the Violet Hold where the captured or surrendered Sun Reavers were being held. It was possible for the Horde heroes to be banished to the Hold entrance during Grandmaster Roma's assault on the city, in which case they would fight and defeat Lan'dalock to secure their escape. During the battle, Lan'dalock summoned illusions of the various bosses. Oh, that's him? Oh! I fought him before. Archmage Lan'dalock later made an appearance in the Violet Rise on the Isle of Thunder, where he was tasked by Jaina to dismantle the presence of the Zandalari trolls Xatul. Legion. During the third invasion of the Legion, after Dalaran moved to the Broken Isles, Lan'dalock could be found at his usual spot outside of the Violet Hold. He also sent his protection to the Violet Citadel. The Illidari Demon Hunters used Lan'dalock's old connection with Malevolence to their advantage, and secured his help in breaking into the Black Temple by sending their Slayer to the protection. I literally did this questline 2 days ago. When Lan'dalock was about to provide a Grimoire to them, an imp stole it. Yeah, I literally done this questline 2 days ago. Oh. Okay, so that's him. What do you mean you don't remember Lan'dalock? That was so little to remember. Hello, do you have a moment? Can you go get my necklace? Yeah, so again, it's time travel shenanigans, ain't it? So yeah, there's definitely the Zandalari scroll inside of this, so we don't have to worry about that. And now we need to get the pocket watch. And he mentioned that, like, the same with these enemies, they're supposed to be taken care of, right? And he's like, nah, they took my pocket watch. And I love that they send us back into old content, because it gives a good reason. Like imagine if you're a brand new player to this game, right? You're not some 20-year veteran cat that has seen everything, done everything a million times. You're a brand new player, and now they're teleporting you to places that you've never been before. You're like, what the f*** is? It tickles. It intrigues. It goes like, I wonder what this is all about. The ancient scroll is brittle. Upon it is a proclamation for Emperor Lei Shen directing his Zandalari to destroy the mortals outside, overrun Pandaria, and restore the glory of the Empire. See how that worked out for him, didn't it?
Light be with you.
Oh my god, Temer's here! Nah, hi Temer. Was Temer's prognostication correct? Have you retrieved my pocket watch? Or have you simply returned to enjoy my scintillating company? Okay, here you go.
Next we meet.
Of course you were successful. Temer's insufferably always correct about these things. And he has returned to rub my nose in it. You have my gratitude. And then you spoke to each other. No? Okay. Ah. It's a surprise and pleasure that you are here and well, Temer, but I'm sure you knew we'd meet again. I did, but it's unfortunate I could not foresee the fall of Dalaran or the Kirin Tor. Do not burden yourself with blame. No one could have predicted this. The world is changing. War is changing. You're right. It's not like how it used to be. Remember the Isle of Thunder? Yes, it seemed simpler then. We had a plan and we executed it. We stormed the beachhead. We established a forward base. We gained ground. We lost ground. We fought the Thunder King's generals until we were at his doorstep. Honestly, what you described sounds very similar to what happened on the beaches of Khazalgar. Really? Were you there? I had no idea. No. I answered Aphis' summon to Kesselgar once I was able. He was there at Dalaran's fall. Aphis? Leader of the Sun Reavers? I received the summons as well, but I will not respond to a Sun Reaver still. They were our adversaries on the Isle of Thunder, and elsewhere. But times are changing, Lan. Look around you. Orcs, Worgen, trolls. I fought hard against the Zandalari. It is strange to me that they now fight alongside the Alliance. You're right. Times have changed. War hasn't. But gaining so many allies? Perhaps one day war will be a thing of the past. War. It is the lifeblood of this world, and I will bathe it into it. I will never surrender Warcraft. Never! Sorry. It's a bit intense. Archmage Temer is a human located outside of the Violet Hole in Dalaran. It's currently unknown if he survived Dalaran's destruction. Well, Wikipedia, we can update that. They definitely did. Prior to patch 3.3.0, he and Archmage Lan'dalock gave random daily quests for level 80 dungeons. In Legion, he became a quest giver once more, this time handing out special quests for their respective bonus events. Those quests were subsequently removed with the conclusion of the Legion expansion. Added in Battle for Azeroth, Temer serves as the solo queue NPC for Legion Raid Finder Wings. And he grants visions to people. That's how they explain going in there. During the third invasion of the Burning Legion, Tehd could be found in various locations around the Broken Isles, where he fought various powerful demons alongside his partner Marius Felbane. In their efforts in Azuna, they fought against the giant Felbat named Felwing, a Doomlord named Doomlord Khazrok, and Brogozog. In Lothian Highlands, he misplayed his imp Daglop, and hesitated to resummon him so that Marius wouldn't kill him. He and Marius went on at Felblaze Ingress to deal with the Fel insurgency. To spy on the demons, he provided his Eye of Kilrock and asked to sabotage the Legion portal crystals. In Vol'Shera, they fought the Satyr Gefanek the Subjugator. He briefly stayed in Felbane Camp and High Mountain. He went on to fight Kurgerlof in the Lair of the Devout. Unfortunately, in Stormheim, both of them were caught by Inquisitor Ernstenbach. The timely arrival of an adventurer freed them. Tehd was later found at the hijacked portal on the Broken Shore, which he and Marius had reversed, in order to let the Illidari attack various Legion-controlled areas. And then, in Battle for Azeroth, Tehd and Marius Felbane could be found in a cave in Zuldazar, where they had cornered a Shivara named Sirawan the Dominus. The warlock claimed that they needed the demon's piece of paper, and that it was nothing worth reading. Okay. So are they a reference to something? Illidan refers to Tehd as Marius' pet warlock. Oh, that's what's going on. Tehd wears the purple heroic version of the robes of Smoldering Devastation. Helping Tehd and his partner is the subject of the achievement. Tehd and Marius' excellent adventure. Oh, they're Bill and Tehd. Right, they're Bill and Tehd. Oh, that's what's happening. Gotcha. I don't think there's anyone that still knows Bill and Tehd. Although, didn't Bill and Tehd do like a remake the other day? Maybe they do. Hello. Oh, it's you. If you are looking for a demon hunter or a fell relic to find, don't ask me. I'm on a break. Mr. Workaholic Marius here needs a drink, and I need to feed my own demons, both metaphorically and otherwise. We killed, captured, or imprisoned 115 demons, and that was just since the Burning Legion broke. We earned a few drinks.
Azeroth must not fall.
Will you aid against Xal'atath and the Devouring Hosts? And risk getting shanked in the back by those light-wielding zealots again? Look, I may have been infested with the Scourge, but it was a Paladin's blade that killed me. I'm not inclined to go through that again. I was going to try to convince Marius to train with those Void-Eating Hunters, and we could try some different tricks when those Vanguards tried to arrest me. Thanks again for stepping in, I owe you a round. So yeah, in Silvermoon there was one side quest where Tehd actually summons his Voidwalker in the city, and the Lightwielders are becoming quite zealous. And they pin him down to the ground. And I think they're about to execute him, actually. And we jump in and we're like, don't do that.
Trust no one.
In our reminiscing of past events, we were reminded of an old artifact that we did not recover during our war with the Burning Legion. This item was a vessel of great evil and would not do to remain in the clutches of what remains of demonic forces. To reach this item, we must journey to the Broken Shore, where Tehd has a portal he has repurposed for our use. Will you join us on this hunt? Journey to the Broken Shore and recover the artifact.
Trust in Lord Illidan's plan.
Iladari Enforcer. We're back on the Broken Shore. Right. And what did you have me to get? Enter the portal, sure. And what do we get? Journey to the Broken Shore to recover the artifact of Great Evil. No furniture this time. We're gonna get a filigree moon lamp, though. Okay.
That better be good.
Look, these portals are not gonna hijack themselves. I need time to do this right, or we'll just end up in a Legion melting pot or the gut of a pit lord. Do you want to teleport into the gut of a pit lord? Oh, sure. At first it seems like clever, unexpected attack, but then you get digested in fell juices and wonder where your great plan went.
I have sacrificed everything. What have you
So far, this warlock has proved to be quite useful in deciphering the magic of our enemies. He's almost got both of us killed on several occasions, but that's a danger I knew I would face with partnering with such a villain. For all of his flaws, he's also saved my life several times. For good or ill, we'll see this through to the end together.
Don't give in to the power of the Legion.
Oh god, this quest.
Speak quickly.
Oh no. How did you beat me through the portal? I know more about demonic travel than you. Get better. Right, okay. So they just make us redo this questline, okay. Excuse me, where did y'all put the corrupted lantern? I need it. Is it in there? Yes. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Whee!
If we don't meet again, die well.
Good gear, passable stance, decent grasp of your craft. You would make a perfect minion. Sadly, I have been banned from signing contracts in the Arcantina after the incident with the Drunken Tauren, a magical tome, and Catcur's wheelchair. Excuse me, what did you do? If you're looking to work as a disposable minion, though, look up when you're out in the world. I should be allowed to sign contracts again. Ah, the taint of fell magic saturates this lantern. It is a beacon of evil. It can destroy so much if left unguarded. Perhaps you should keep it. Inactive filigree moon lamp. I kind of wish that you could do like control check and see what it's like.
Death to the Legion.
But maybe it's like, what was it called? Filigree. Holy sh**, I did it right. It's this. Oh, it's the orb from the Demon Hunter place. Ew. You set my domination spell. Didn't work the first time that we met. For the last time, I am not dominated. And yet, you are still following me around. The day we met, you slew that lovely lady I was speaking to. It was an imp, mother, and she was about to slay you. I'm already dead. Gallantry is not in your repertoire. Why did you intervene? I've been observing you for some time. Despite your apparent ineptitude, you did survive the Broken Shore. And you meddle with fell magic as though it's an interesting plaything, which it is not. And you embrace the fell, yet you're so strangely bitter about it. Amusing. Are you admitting you enjoy my company, Warlock? I'd rather die again.
My life is dedicated to destroying the Burning Legion.
This respite has proven quite relaxing, fruitful even. I hate it. With Sargeras overthrown, the Burning Legion is but a husk of its former self. Yet it still thrives in the dark. We must hunt them down to the very ends of the Twisted Nether and beyond. But first, Tehd was explaining a drink that they called the Gallows Drop. It sounds perverse. I must try it. Ah. A husk of its former self. Yet it still thrives in the dark. Confirmation that the Burning Legion is still active out there. In the dark. In the secrets. Ooh.
I am forsaken. Victory for Sylvanas.
Oh my god, there's a lot of rain outside. Beta soon! Maybe I can do my spell checking then. It is beta soon. TM. Okay, so Tong is here. Hi, Tong.
Not find a better bargain. Enough of that.
Tong is connected to Refion's legendary questline from back in Mist Pandaria. Bartender Bob is from Hearthstone. Ormanos, I do not know. The void calls. I must consume. I must devour. I must feed. Servitude does not free me of this endless hunger. It only frees me from the freedom of indulging my desire to consume you. Since the shackles of my master prevent me from devouring you, where you stand, I must instead mix drinks for my master. Leave me in my suffering. As you can tell, by the way, we can indeed buy the decors that we don't get from the quest lines afterwards. And we need to buy it with Void Light Marl, which is kind of like the garrison resources, or, you know, whatever resources we pick up on the War Within right now, the ones used for the mountains. Which, now that I think about it, I should actually start using, because I need to start using it, because we're going to run into, like, old seasons, ain't it? And they'll reset it soon, TM. But yeah, you can pick up whatever you haven't gotten from the quest. So that's cool. Okay, so we've done Thisalee. We've done... Kelsey wouldn't accept the quest turn-in, right?
I'll be waiting.
Ah, there we go. Nice. What a surprise. I thought anything like this would have been thoroughly scavenged and carried far, far away by now. I'll find someone to work on those pages. Many scribes will be delighted to have the opportunity to translate arcane magic. And we get that pylon fragment. This shattered piece was a part of Hortlin's extensive pylon system used to contain the powerful demon Imultar that might be somewhere to display this in the Arcantina. I am sad that we haven't gone on more missions together for the Uncrowned. Missions for removing crowns from corrupt mayors and the like. Don't shout! We don't want any of these patrons compromising our organization. I'm testing them to see what they have on us. You know I've bugged every inch of this place, right? That isn't our directive. We're supposed to gather ourselves here before rejoining the others. My bugs caught you scouting from the shadows too, you know. I'm not used to relaxation. I find comfort in using my skills to protect my people. And I find comfort in my machines. We just can't turn our brains off, can we? We're more alike than I thought, even if we go about things differently. I'd really love to hear more about your stealth training. And I would love to learn about these inventions of yours. To false friendship and shared paths. So Kelsey is also a member of the Uncrowned then. Was that already something known? Kelsey Steelspark. Were you always a member of the Uncrowned? Oh yeah. She's found in the Halls of Shadows, acting as the Uncrowned Quartermaster. Ah, there you go. So yeah, she was always part of the Uncrowned. Yeah, recover Sinest. Take it easy, yeah. Alright, so we emptied out this one. Is that all the quest givers? It does look like it. Huh. Conclusion. Obscure characters with some neat little dialogues that are connected here and there to the overarching storyline. I really, 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 really love seeing more of their mindsets when it comes to the world of Azeroth and seeing like how do they live their lives. Also confirmation that certain characters survive certain moments. The only one that stands out that I would say like this one, are you sure you want to put it out like this, is Garrosh. The Garrosh one is definitely something that I'm like, is this necessary? Is this really what we want to do? Beyond that, all of them were great. Yeah, this is lovely. I'm kind of curious how much this is going to be updated throughout the ages. Like, how much is this going to be kept up to date? Like, how much of a rotation between NPCs, basically what I'm saying. Because you're doing this once, and then what, you know? Maybe now she'll accept it. Lorna, do you wanna spar?
Make it quick.
No, still broken, huh? I understand. I am quite the hero after all. I too would be afraid of fighting me.